Hey, what's up everyone, Same Time Gaming here. Welcome back for another Division 2 build video. Well guys, today I have another striker build for you all. Yes, another striker build, but hold on. Before you leave, you can see that I have a striker logo on me. That means I'm not using 3Ps, but I'm using 4Ps. You know, as a Division 1 player, I know how strong striker was in Division 1, and to see striker, not perform that well in Division 2, it breaks my heart. So I was trying hard to make this thing work. I have a bunch of 3P striker builds on the channel. You can check it out if you want to. The recent Merciless build is also super good. You guys really enjoyed it, and it's actually making that Merciless has like zero RPM. I mean, sorry, zero recoil, not RPM, but zero recoil. So yeah, that's basically an aimball weapon. But today I'm not doing anything fun. Today I'm going for serious 4P striker and trying to get that stack active, which is the hardest part. The damage with the stacks, like striker stacks, is super good, but to keep that damage stacks active, it's super hard. But today with this build, I can keep the stack. You're seeing on the clips that I have the stacks up with me most of the time, and I can just melt through these NPCs without an issue. Now, when I was using all red on my build, I was actually doing crazy amount of damage, but the problem with that was survivability. And like I always say, if you can survive anything, you can kill anything. So I went for a little bit of survivability. I dropped down my damage a little bit, but the damage is still super good. The average damage which I've seen most of the time, the numbers I've seen most of the time, is 770k to like 820k as a crit, but it actually does even more sometimes. When all the buff and everything is active, you can go up to a million, like close to a million crit on the body, which is a lot of damage with this build. So let me show you the build right now. As you can see, this is the build here. So I got the two SMG set up because SMG, we're going to go up close, we're going to shoot them on the body with the SMG, and we're going to gain that stacks. We're not going to lose the stacks. I mean, come on, if you stay within 10 meters or 5 meters to a NPC, you're going to shoot them on the body, right? Not going to miss from there. I mean, come on. So yeah, now gunner specialization, because of 10% armor on kill, which is helpful. I have 1.3 million armor, so the armor on kill will be quite decent enough. So the more armor you have, the more regen and armor and kill you get. So yeah, that's why I have that. Plus, every time you get a kill, you get a little bit of RPM boost, which is really helpful. And we got the two SMG setup here. Now, the two SMGs which I'm using are the Cold Relation. The first one is my main weapon, is Cold Relation. The reason why I chose this SMG is because of its high damage. The base damage on this SMG is super good. It has super high base damage on it, and since I'm using Striker, I'm getting 15% of RPM buff, so that's making my RPM 805, which is quite a lot of RPM. So with this high base damage, I am doing quite a lot of damage, but since it's increasing my RPM, so I'm doing even more damage in short amounts of time, so that's really good. And also have 53 mags here. So this perfect strain talent, what it does is every time you fire like 0.5 second, which is like half a second, it gives you 10% critical hit damage, and it stacks up to 8 times, so you have 80% critical hit damage. Now let me just say this, okay? Even though it looks very impressive that you're gonna have 80% crit damage, but you're not gonna have 80% damage all the time. Like, it's not gonna give you that, because most of the NPCs you're fighting at, they're gonna die before you proc this perfect strain talent all the way up. Now, it's going to work against the named NPCs and the the bosses and the big guys, the shield guys. It's going to proc there, but the red, purples, and normal elite guys, nah, it's not going to work like full. It's not going to proc full. Okay, so now the second weapon I have is the M1928. Now, this is not the Tommy gun. Tommy gun is a different one. Tommy gun has 800 RPM, but this one is even lower RPM. But you can see the total base damage on this weapon is just 147k on this, and I have 690 RPM. My crit chance is low though. I would want to optimize that, because this is the only SMG I have right now, and I have major talent here. Now, the reason I went for major talent, because the first half of the magazine going to give me a more rate of fire, and the last half of the magazine will give me more weapon damage. And when I use this weapon, I can hit 1 million on the body as a crit when striker stacks and everything is active, which is absolutely amazing. So yeah, it does pack a lot of punch. The damage is super good, so it's a pretty good weapon if I want to melt something really quick, you know. it's got a lot of damage on it. Now on the build, what's going on? It's a simple build. You can see 4-piece striker here, 1 memento backpack, and the circle of chest piece with intimidate on it. So for the mask, I have weapon damage, crit damage mod. For the holster, I have weapon damage, crit damage. For the knee pads, I have weapon damage, crit damage. And for the gloves, I have armor rolled on it and crit chance on it. I will try to max out that later, but yeah. And I have 3 core attributes as an armor right now, and I have 4 red core attributes. So I have 1.3 million armor. So survivability is good because the memento backpack will give me 3% regen, and also it's going to give me bonus armor every time I pick up the memento trophy. So that's going to help me survive, and the gunner will give me 10% armor and kill. So that's how the survivability is there. And I'm shooting these NPCs up close, and I'm killing them, getting that bonus armor, doing so much damage, and keeping the stack active, which is most important. The important thing is to keep the stack active. So it's working. All I can say, it's working. And if you don't know what the striker does, you can see 2-piece gives you 15% weapon handling, which is sweet because weapon handling means you're going to get 15% of reload speed, you know, accuracy and stability. Plus 3-piece gives you rate of fire 15%, which is increasing my weapons rounds per minute. And 4-piece gives you that 0.5% multiplicative damage, which stacks up to 50 times. So that means you have 25% multiplicative damage. And since I'm using an SMG, it's not that hard to gain the stack. And also I can not lose the stacks by accidentally firing or missing the shot rather, where if you use a higher RPM weapon like the the Vector or the Dark Winter and stuff like that, if you use those weapons, you have a higher chance of losing stacks because the rate of fire on those weapons are insanely high. And if you miss for a half a second, you lost your striker buff. And using a shotgun, where a shotgun will help you gain the stacks quicker, also gonna lose the stacks if you misfire 1 shot from shotgun. And if you use an assault rifle or LMG, they're medium to long range. Most of the time the NPC is going to run around left, right, and you're going to have a hard time tracking them with assault rifle and LMGs, and you're not going to gain the stacks. So what I've found out that with using an SMG which has lower RPM, you're going to gain those stacks and keep the stack active with you. So that's why I chose these 2 SMGs. So you can try anything else if you want to, but I'm going to stay with this, and I'm keeping the stack active. That's what's important here, because that's what's giving me the damage, right? And Circle of Chest Piece, like I said, I have armor, crit damage, crit chance, and crit damage mod, and intimidate talent. So that's basically the build. Let me show you the crits here with this weapon. I have 51% crit chance because the weapon, the SMG here called Relation, doesn't have 2 mod slots. So if I had those 2 mod slots, I could have had more crit chance there, like 10%, but it's fine though. 51, it's fine. And 128% crit damage only, which may not seem too impressive, but the damage is super impressive. And like I said, I can do so much damage, which is seriously good. Just try it out, see how it goes, because 4-piece striker is not that hard to find, and I'm pretty sure most of you guys do have a memento backpack, and the Circle of Chest Piece is what you need. If you don't have a Circle of Chest Piece, you can run a Grupo Chest Piece with intimidate. Of course, you're going to lose the 10% SMG damage, but it's fine though. You gain 15% crit damage, so you can try it like that. And if you don't have a cold relation, use a Tommy gun or the M1928. If you have any SMG that has lower RPM, would work fine. Don't use, I've seen multiple people use 3-piece striker, go for like a Vector or something like that. I myself made a 3-piece striker build with the Chatterbox, and the RPM was like 1600, which was hilarious. But if you want to keep the striker stack active, you want to use a weapon that has lower RPM. So try it out, see how it goes for you, because I had an absolute blast with this, and I always complete these control points to see if our build is capable of doing it, because that's where I would say the real test is for a build, to go and do the control points with directives active, because I always do with 3 directives, and if I can kill these elite guys in the control point, that means yeah, the build is super good, and I can complete them under 5 minutes, or sometimes even under 3 minutes. So that's how I test my builds with multiple control points. So it was perfectly fine. I had no issues. That's all I can say. So just try it out, see how it goes for you, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And that's pretty much it for the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Till then, peace.